Yeah, 100K, sound deli.
For the money that I'm run on ya, a few Jews she'll turn on ya. The same ones that you call friends, smiling your face, acting like they concerned for ya. Mama said it's what the money does, but they was there before the money was. Shout loyalty over money, but loyalty runs out soon as the money does.
Yeah, who's really with you? Who's really against you? It's like the more you build, they building against you. I got enough against me. Economy aside, trying to keep my fab in the game. No 9 to 5, cuz kept me away from the street. No homie, stay inside. And who has either take or die? Niggas snitching, pitching literature, they taking dives. Watch what you say, the way they plagiarize. Shut my mouth, then listen wise. Comprehend, then improvise. Third eye on the wolves and they shoot the skies. We say we living, we're barely surviving. We paint pictures of hope to give our dreams now.
What goes around must comes around.
You already know.
As simple as what goes up must come down.
It must come down, you know.
Now the same people who was there with me,
Yeah, the same ones, you know.
turned out to be snakes. They really care for me. I know they gon' reap what they sow. For the money they'll run on ya. A few Jews she'll turn on ya. The same ones that you call friends, smiling your face, acting like they concerned for ya. Mama said it's what the money does, but they was there before the money was. Shout loyalty over money, but loyalty runs out soon as the money does. She ain't nothing like she used to be, does nothing that she used to do.
All she do is talk shit now about what a nigga don't do.
But when the money was coming in, she was so intoxicated.
Got caught up in a little jam. She up and relocated.
And what goes around must comes around.
You already know.
As simple as what goes up must come
It
down.
must come down, you know.
Now the same people who was there with me,
Yeah, the same ones, you know.
turned out to be snakes. They really care for me. I know they gon' reap what they sow. For the money they'll run on ya. A few Jews she'll turn on ya. The same ones that you call friends, smiling your face, acting like they concerned for ya. Mama said it's what the money does, but they was there before the money was. Shout loyalty over money, but loyalty runs out soon as the money does.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the thing with most of my niggas. Before the money, I was close with most of my niggas. Stuck with a struggle like success ditched me. No helping hand, I guess it must have missed me. Pops won now, but I didn't miss him. Never heard the story, learned to forgive him. See where I'm from? You gotta move on, that soft shit'll get you off quick, be a crouton. The streets will turn you to a mutant. So I chose the better present for my future. Little money coming in like a new law. Went from a couch to a futon. They hate me like I made it big. Man, I do this shit for my kids. Still they plotting on my downfall. I see them do the same shit to big. More money, more problems. Truest words I ever quote. Less money, even more problems. I felt the same way when I was broke. Smell like the Mona Lisa, sculpted with the hands of Jesus. Told me she missed me, only came to swipe the visa. Man's trying to warn me, but she gave me every reason. So I turned the other cheek and kept it breezy. Ran into an old buddy, getting info on us, thing funny. He talking about the same bitch I'm fucking main. This convo will forever change a nigga. Come to find out she was plotting with the same nigga.
We gon' take some time to see. Yeah, exactly what it's supposed to be. You know it ain't but to me. Yeah, I gotta breathe. Get what you think you know. Just lay back and let it go. Listen to me.
I tried to bring them niggas with me, take over the city. Like they was deaf, they didn't hear me, they plotted and dissed me. I had dreams of racing Porsches and signing endorsements, but now I separate myself like marriage divorces. Tried to paint a picture, Picasso, but they can't see past that block like they was blindfold. But I don't blame them where I'm from, shit, it ain't no hope. Chicago, no Kevin Hart, shit, it ain't no joke. I do this music for my fans and my daughter too. BM had 2 other kids, I accept them too. Yeah, that's just what a real man do. Nowadays they judge you by your wage, not your act too. No honor roll, but I'm gifted. But like class, I wanna dismiss myself, but I know I'm that ticket to get rich shit, so I chill. My daughter need me for real, my niggas need me for real. Like I'm famished, I need that meal, hot like Choco on that grill. The more to show that you care, the more that they turn fake. Pressure on me, feeling like weights. Try my best not to suffocate, let me breathe.
We gon' take some time to see. Yeah, exactly what it's supposed to be. You know it ain't but to me. Yeah, I gotta breathe. Get what you think you know. Just lay back and let it go. Listen to me, please.
It's untouchable.
Some niggas don't. But us niggas sound delicate. We can't and we won't. Why should we? Out of mouths to feed. Self-explanatory. You know what we gotta do, baby.
I won't stop until I see a million. I'm out here all the time. You see me grinding for super fun. Being broke is a joke, motherfuckers better learn how to get up and get you some. Even if they consist of selling loose square CDs, cocaine, we all have. Can't stop, won't stop, 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 can't stop, won't stop.
Whining and dining to take hoes out the Chili's to eat. Me and my niggas, Hill Bill and South Dally be making plans to come
survive for going broke in a month. Hustle was mandatory, but it's one front. In order to make a game, you gotta make a run. Fresh in it, the best in it, I crept in it. Unscripted, show roads you wouldn't visit. Got a vision, got a goal, I got a mission. It's all vivid, in my soul I really feel it. I'ma speak the whole time, my mind in the booth. I'ma eat the whole time, got beef with your crew. No retreat, one stomach grind, I blast on the food. No defeat, can stomach sad and flies through the room. There's money to be made, I'm going all in. Dedicated to change, it's all gonna spin. Regulating the flame, the heat is in the pen. Anticipating the fame, my name is in the wind, yeah.
I won't stop until I see a million. I'm out here all the time. You see me grinding for super fun. Being broke is a joke, motherfuckers better learn how to get up and get you some. Even if it consists of selling loose square CDs, cocaine, weed, or heroin. Can't stop, won't stop, 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 can't stop, won't stop.
Club told me to break the bank. Hater told me I bet you ain't. Same nigga said to ride with you, and they mad like a Betty Cake. Obama said yes he can, and he let it off in the White House. But where I'm from, 87, I said you ain't find a nigga with his lifestyle. She said find the way you take it, cause very few of us make it. And even if you feed them all, they gon' find a way to come take it. Lord said to be patient, and it's he who I hold my faith in. Can't picture my kids growing up like me, so I'm hustling more than I'm praying. Forgive me, Lord. Yeah, I just feel it's more than what I'm looking towards. Okay, here deal, I'm trying to get it. If it's money broke, then I'm with it. Stash out, no spending, so I can cash out for my children. So I can cash out for my children. I do this for the blind. Everybody who ride with me, love for all my people. Even if you don't side with me, shots to all my enemies. Hit these bitches who are enemies. Yeah.
I won't stop until I see a million. I'm out here all the time. You see me grinding for super fun. Being broke is a joke, motherfuckers better learn how to get up and get you some. Even if it consists of selling loose square CDs, cocaine, weed, or heroin. Can't stop, won't stop, 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 can't stop, won't stop.
Let's go. Okay, all right. Let's get into this. I want to thank everybody. Let me go here. I want to thank everybody for joining the show today. We're gonna have a great show today. We finna definitely got a lot of stuff to talk about. Some people deem the things I said on Z Show as controversial in terms of my opinion and my thoughts on the PlayStation or the state of play thing. So we're going to get to it. This time y'all going to be able to hear my full thoughts and perspective on this. I know a lot of times on Z Show, me and Kratos be, going back and forth, and a lot of time we'll be fighting for airspace in terms of getting our opinions out. But on this platform, you're going to be able to hear my full thoughts on what happened, what they showed, and what I feel about it. And as my brother Z always say, my opinion is my opinion. But before I get started, shout out to everybody that joined the live stream. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. It helped the show. It helped me grow this channel and continue to put out content. Also, share the link out. Share the link out. Get as many people in here as possible, and we're gonna have a great show. So I'm gonna start out by shouting everybody out. Dark Link 999 was good. 6200 Block was good. Dre, Child of God, MK, Knife Star Games, Bam Reacts, Joel, Swordfish, Tack Kid 86. We got the Dark Lord Fusion. We got Iron Mike. We got Trey Mack. And we got Metal Hell Panic, man. What's up to everybody? I hope y'all having a great Saturday. Shout out to Iron Mike. Iron Mike on my 1,000 sub stream. He won the 1 year of Game Pass. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. And then I forgot somebody else won a game. I sent them $75 so they can purchase any game that they of their choice, whether it was the new Battlefield, the new COD, whatever game they wanted. I made sure they was able to get it, and I'm gonna do those more often just to let you all know how much I appreciate y'all for y'all continued support of the channel. OG Proficial with the $2 say salute on being able to get donations. Now, thank you, bro. Everybody was asking me for the super chat button. And y'all made that happen because the super chat button don't come unless y'all subscribe and support the content. So, Crimson X25 with the $5. He say, Post, what up? What's up, Crimson? The Ruham with the $10. What's good, Post? Let's do this. The Ruham, what's good, brother? Thank you for showing up and supporting. We got Aaron in the chat. Okay, so look, we're going to start this off. Let me kind of share my screen here. What is it, Ruby? Look. I'm starting already, and y'all don't only start bothering me until I start streaming.
Sorry, but you doing good.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. It ain't a million, but I'm gonna get there, baby. Let's do this here, and click done, and we're gonna All right. So today's show is going to be about a couple of things. I'm going to give y'all my review and my perspective on the state of play. Be it that I own both systems, I have the right to give my opinion on what Sony showed and what Xbox showed. Because I am a multi-system owner and I have access to both systems and I have access to the content that both put out. So that show wasn't only for the ponies, it was for all gamers in general. The next thing we're going to talk about this reactionary thing I feel amongst Xbox players to now want to pump this out. Microsoft having a superhero now, having a superhero. Whether it's Marvel or DC, it is a call and for Phil Spencer and everybody screaming Phil, and it's not Phil anymore. It's Matt Booty, but we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into the Redfall leaks, the additional information that came out on what the game is about, some of the gameplay aspects, some of the things that they're implementing in the game, and then the early alpha build PC screenshots that's going around. And fanboys on the other side are pretty much shitting on early alpha builds of that game, and it's crazy. It's an early alpha build. The game don't come out till next summer, and graphics are usually the last thing that are polished. But we're gonna get in there. But first, I'm gonna start off with my review and my opinion on the state of play. But I want to make sure who we got here. Jimmy Harrison, Cloud Ashmore. We got Viewmaster 617 with the $5. What's up, Post? I need that Chasing Cash song ASAP. I got you. And then Jimmy Harrison with the $5. What's good, Post? Let's get back on the ascent. Laugh out loud. Much love. Yeah, shout out to Jimmy Harrison. Jimmy Harrison joined me, Noah, and it was me, him, Noah, and somebody else. And we got through a large portion of the ascent, and I think we got to a stage where we had a little trouble. I think we was on that stage for about 3 hours. We was on that stage long, and but yeah, on the co-op side, he helped me and Noah get through a large portion of that, and actually get close to beating the game. We did eventually beat the game after the update. It was this crash where when you fight the spider, every time you fight the spider, it'll boot the host out the game, and we couldn't get past it. But we did go back and beat the game, and it was a dope experience. Who else? 22 was up. Sam Walton was good. So yeah, we're gonna jump in this. We're gonna jump into this thing, man. Stop it, Post. Shadow Space. And so the pony's gonna show up in the comment section, and it's cool. I welcome all gamers, whether you're PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. My opinion is my opinion. Whether you agree with my opinion, that's up to you. I'm just here to have a conversation, all right? And that conversation is my views on what Sony showed, and my perspective. Being that I own the I own the PS5. A lot of ponies out there that's on Twitter capping for a system that they don't even have yet. Let's get that straight. Also, before I get started, is my audio loud and clear? If it's too low, let me know. I know the last stream I did on Z said my audio was really low, so I want to make sure that my audio is not low and that I'm clear and concise, and then we can get started. If you in the chat, just let me know, and we can move from there. Okay, just let me know if my audio is clear and concise, and it's loud. It's not low. If it's low, let me up. I will increase the volume on my mic, but I think it's pretty good. Okay, thank you, Joe. Thank you. Okay, state of play. State of play. End of the year event, pretty much. Sony went the whole year pretty much not saying anything, and the state of plays that we got throughout the year was pretty much for indies and third parties and stuff like that. You did have the show that was dedicated to Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. But outside of that, the main games that people wanted to know about in terms of the next God of War, what's going on with GT7 and all of that, they was pretty much quiet for the whole year about that. And here we are a couple of months away from the holiday season, and Sony want to sell some more systems. And so they strategically placed this event towards the end of the year. And I think it was smart. You know, the first event, prior to the PS5 coming out, they lied to their players. They lied to their fan base to get them to go out and invest in a PlayStation 5, because those gamers, and me myself, was expecting to be able to play titles that was only able to run on the PS5. Then you go out and buy the system, and they say, hey, these titles are also going to the PS4. But getting to the state of play, when the event first kicked off, that Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, that hurts. That game has, over the last 10, 15, 20 years, that game has been a staple of the OG Xbox, right? It's been a staple of the OG Xbox. When you think of Knights of the Old Republic, you don't think Sony, you don't think PlayStation. You instantly think OG Xbox, and you think a game of the year or a classic type game in itself when it first released on the OG Xbox. And for years, Xbox community have been asking for either a remake or a part 2 to the Knights of the Old Republic. They've been asking Xbox from every regime, not just this latest regime of Phil taking over, but previous, from the 360 era, the Xbox One era up to now, we've, or the community, have always asked for the Knights of the Old Republic. Now, I seen a conversation between a person and another person that works at Microsoft. I'm not going to give out any names. I'm not going to put out who that person was talking to, but it was just say it was a big person at Xbox, right? I seen a conversation between these two individuals, a DM. I seen a DM between these individuals, and this individual inquired about Knights of the Old Republic in terms of a remake, it being exclusive, getting it exclusively, and even in terms of getting a Knights of the Old Republic too. And that individual was told basically a political, what I would say was given a political answer. They was talking about licenses and dealing with different studios and who owned the license at that time and stuff like that. And here we are. As soon as I seen Knights of the Old Republican remake on the screen, I instantly thought of that conversation because it was made seem that they will have to go through too much red tape to get that done in terms of either a remake or even a part 2 of the Knights of the Old Republican. That was pretty much the answer. The answer was given that it's basically too much red tape, and a lot of licensing issues and stuff like that. That was basically the answer that he was given from someone from Microsoft. As far as it's what I can say without putting too much information out there and exposing some people. And when they kicked that show off and I instantly saw Knights of the Old Republican on screen, I instantly thought of that conversation. And I'm like, how? How, Sway? I'm in my head on Z. I'm like, how, Sway? Because, we was told, too much red tape pretty much for it to take place and for it to happen. But here we are. Sony got a launch console exclusive on the game. So it launches exclusively on PlayStation. Now, we don't know how long that exclusive is. We don't know if it's 6 months. We don't know if it's a year. We don't even know if it's 2 years. I do know that Sony, as of recently, have started doing 2-year exclusivity on their third-party content now. And I think that is to combat games from going to Game Pass. So, or stretching out a longer period before Microsoft come in and try to pay that bread for it to come to Game Pass. I am Mike with the $5. He say Xbox locked up all major wrestling RPG developers. KOTOR was the only way Sony could respond. Tommy Bull with the $2. Thank you so much, bro. On your mic again. He say, Sony brought a lot of leeway with Disney with that recent Spider-Man MCU movie deal. We're seeing the results of this show. Well, Sony, when Jim Ryan took over, and I'm going to get back into my review. When Jim Ryan took over, and the European side of Sony took over, they stated that one of the things that they were going to start doing was using other aspects of Sony to help grow their gaming division, which is PlayStation. So they said they was going to use their connects with movies. They was going to use their artists in terms of the artists they have on Sony label. And why wouldn't you? You have all this stuff at your disposal in terms of Hollywood. You could connect with probably Disney. You have a closer connection with Disney than Microsoft. You more than likely you have a closer connection with, so I can understand that. But we'll get to Disney. Shout out to Greatness84 with the 199 post. What's good, player? What's up, Greatness? But yeah, when I saw that I was like, wow. I was like, no. My mic was muted on Z Show, but I was like, no. I was in my head like, no, what? That shit hit. That shit, you know what I'm saying? For them to get the remake for the PlayStation 5, for it to be a launch exclusive. We don't know, like I said, we don't know how long the exclusivity is for that game, but that hit hard. And from what I was told, that it was a lot of red tape in terms of getting either a KOTOR remake or even getting a KOTOR or getting a part 2 to the game. Well, I don't know what red tape it was, but Sony got around it. And they made it happen. Not saying that it's not going to come to Xbox, but if I'm looking at that game, and its history on Xbox, then I will want Microsoft or Xbox to be the front runner. That should have been at an Xbox show. I ain't gonna lie. That should have been at an Xbox show. That shit should have been. And if any well, you new school Xbox players probably don't know. If you ain't grow up with the OG when it initially came out, then you won't understand. From KOTOR, you got Morrowind, which was Bethesda, which was Elder Scrolls, Morrowind, which was Bethesda's first RPG on the console. Prior to that, there was PC. You know, Microsoft helped them transition from a PC development world. Those was big hits, huge hits on the OG Xbox. And to see that, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy because Final Fantasy is synonymous with PlayStation. Final Fantasy is synonymous with PlayStation. And anytime you see some Final Fantasy, more than likely it's on the PlayStation first. Even though Final Fantasy was on Nintendo too as well. Don't get me wrong. But over the years, Final Fantasy has become synonymous with PlayStation. Right? And so initially, anything that Final Fantasy is doing or Square Enix is doing with Final Fantasy, more than likely it's going to appear on the PlayStation first. That, I don't know what Microsoft was doing. I don't know if they gave it any attention. I don't know if they even cared about it. I don't know if they tried to get it or Sony beat them to the punch. But that Knights of the Old Republic remake should have been on the Xbox stage. But kudos to Sony for making that happen, because it's just like Iron Mike said, that Microsoft pretty much owns Western RPGs, right? And Sony countered that by getting one of the most beloved franchises, beloved Western RPGs out there, one of, and that was Knights of the Old Republic. And bots can't say that's an L. That is an L. I'm not gonna cap. That is a L. Ain't no way. Oh no, ain't no other way you can look at it. It's a L. All right. I am Mike with the $5. Not gonna lie, KOTOR hurt, but this feels like PS3 and 360 competition days. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and that's, I'm not sad at anything Sony did. They did what they were supposed to. The other parts of the show, and I'm not gonna tackle everything, because of the beginning of the show was kind of slow. After that, after the Knights of the Old Republican show, it kind of was going downhill from there. I know they showed Forspoken. I still don't know what that game's about. All I seen was a character jumping around and nice. The graphics didn't look good to me on the stream. I have to go back and watch the 4K video. But in terms of an open world game, a black female role, with a black female role, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. But for the most part, the show kind of went downhill from there. You know, after that Knights of the Old Republican, it kind of went downhill. We seen Deathloop. Deathloop looked like it's gonna be dope. They showed the Ghostwire Tokyo trailer, which is an interesting game to me, given the what's the name? I guess I wouldn't say sign language, but the symbols that you make with your hands and stuff to give off certain powers and defeat enemies and stuff. That looks interesting. I didn't care about the Guardians, Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt looked nice. It looks like something similar to what Microsoft is doing with Redfall. But yeah, at this point in the show, like I said, they showed Forspoken. Project Eve looked like the what's that? The Bayonetta. Looked like Sony's version of Bayonetta. I don't know. I think Bayonetta is a little bit quicker than Project Eve, but it did look dope. It did look dope. The Mech Warrior 5. I don't know if they showed Mech Warrior 5, but that Knights of the Old Republican. Oh man, yeah. But Forspoken looks dope. I didn't really care about the Guardians of the Galaxy or anything like that. At this point in the show, after the Knights of the Old Republican, like I said, it kind of went downhill, right? It kind of went downhill. Then Herman comes on the screen and, gives his speeches, and it's pretty much saying, look, from here on out, y'all finna get this work, all right? All right. So we're gonna start off with Insomniac. I must say this with Insomniac, I have to salute Insomniac, and like I said on Twitter, you probably have to give them, not probably, but more than likely, give them Studio of the Year, because in terms of their work ethic and their output, they are unmatched right now. They are outworking everybody. Spider-Man Remastered, 60 frames per second update, Ratchet and Clank, Miles Morales. Then you go and get Spider-Man 2. Then you got Wolverine. They work ethic and output is unmatched. And it's incredible. Within the time span that from Sony purchasing them to now, it's crazy what they've been able to do. You know, I wonder how many employees they got now. They got 4, 5, 6, 700 employees, 1,000 or something. Because they, man, you know, you're updating your previous games, the PS4 version, to run on PS5. You remastered it, up the graphics and stuff like that, resolution basically. Gave it a 60 frames per second. You get Miles Morales. You get that out the gate, 60 frames per second and all that goodness. Then you come out, you got Ratchet and Clank, which looks graphically impressive. I don't too much care about the gameplay of Ratchet and Clank, but the game does look graphically impressive. And then you come out and you announce Wolverine, a game that everybody's been asking for. Well, a Wolverine game that's done right. A Wolverine game just done right. Shout out to Greatness84 with the $2. He say hit the like button. Let me see here. Tommy Bull with the $2. Phil say they want more first party and less third party. I'll get into that. I'll get into that when I talk about Xbox and the whole superhero thing. So the first part of the show started out strong with the Knights of the Old Republic, and then it kind of went downhill for me in terms of the thing that I like. Now, in that middle where they were showing Forspoken, where they were showing this Chia game and stuff like that, where they show Uncharted PC. If that's what you like and that impressed you, then kudos. But me, I wasn't too into this section. It went downhill from there. But after Herman came on, that's where they turned it up. Like I said, Insomniac went crazy. Now, GT7 surprised me in terms of it didn't look. I didn't get a wow factor from GT7. But I understand that GT7 is a simulation, so it's more so about driving and how the cars feel and how the game feels, opposed to how it looks. I mean, races are supposed to look good, but I think the overall, when it comes to GT7, it's more about the racing and how the cars feel. And some say GT7 does it like no other. I don't know. I'm not into simulation races that much, but GT7 and then some of the gameplay video footage, in terms of the environment, some of that shit looked like unpolished. Some of that shit looked unpolished, but the game does come out in March. But a lot of the shit that y'all be ransacking Xbox over, the little screenshots y'all be taking for Forza and all that shit, trying to find, like, GT7 has some of them screenshots on it that gameplay footage that didn't look too copacetic, man. You had the trees out there looking like, look like little stems or something with little what's the names connected to it, man. That shit didn't. I thought, the lighting looked good on there, but some of the environment and stuff like that shit didn't look right. Now, you go back and look at the video. You can look at it in 4K all you want. I looked at the video in 4K too. And it didn't make a difference. It did not make a difference. Now, that game's been in development for who knows when. You know, at first initially it was supposed to be AK 120 frames per second, but we ain't gonna even go there. But yeah, it didn't look too copacetic to me. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't give me that wow factor either. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man 2, I am hyped about because I beat Spider-Man PS4. I beat Miles Morales, and then and I'm definitely gonna beat Spider-Man 2 when it comes out. The only thing that kind of took away, we didn't get a release date on Wolverine. And we found out that it was in early development. So we don't know if we get Wolverine prior to Spider-Man 2 or if we're going to get it after Spider-Man 2. So if Spider-Man is coming out in 2023, this is 2021, we finna be going into 22, then my guess is that they're focusing, they got a bigger team focused on getting Spider-Man 2 out in 2023, and then they have a small team. You know how developers do. They have a small team on the side working on a project. We're getting a foundation there, and then once a bigger project is completed, then everybody will move over to that small team with the small team, and then start working on the broader things and getting that game where it needs to be. So I think Wolverine comes maybe 2024. Sorry about that. I think Wolverine comes maybe 2024, 2025. Spider-Man 2 comes out 2023, right? So we got one game that I believe is 2024, 2025, depending. And then we have Spider-Man 2, which is 2023, possibly 2024. We don't know. They're saying that due to COVID, that the chip shortages and all that might last into 2023 with these new COVID strains and stuff like that. People are mandated to wear masks again. These new strains out killing people faster than the old strain. I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know if this pandemic is going to even be over, or if it's going to even still be impacting gaming. Period. Not just Sony, but gaming. Period. Shout out to Vegeta90 with the $2. They have 5 dev teams between 75 to 125 people. Good look on that info. So that's dope. So if 75 to 125 people, Ninja Theory put out Hellblade with what, 20 people in a $10 million budget. 75 to 125 team can get a Wolverine game out the door. So I'm like, They said it's in early development right now. They're in the early stages of development right now. We're at the end. So 2020, and it's not going to come out and overshadow Spider-Man in 2023. So I'm going to say 2024. I would say 2024, 2025. I will still stick with that. Date. All right. Shout out to Bay Area with the $5. What up, Post? Spider-Man 2 should come out first since they said 2023 for that. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah. So I do believe it'll come out in 2024, 2025. Let them do what they're going to do, especially with Wolverine. Given the character he is, his abilities is way different than Spider-Man. So right now, if you're in the early stage, you're probably messing around with gameplay mechanics in terms of how he's going to move with the claws and stuff like that and getting things like that sorted and stuff like that. But yeah, I say 2024, 2025. Now, GT7 come out March 4th. That's dope. And then you got Horizon Forbidden West in February. So February, I think 18 is Horizon Forbidden West. Then you go right into March on March 4th with GT7. Does God of War get pushed back to later in the year, to fall of 2022 or summer of 2022? I'm usually used to God of War's dropping in March. Am I correct? Can anyone in the chat confirm that usually God of War titles launch in March, correct? Am I correct? Somebody in the chat let me know on the release dates of previous Gods of War. From my understanding, they always released in March. Okay. And so if you look, so Sony got a nice year in 2022. You got Forbidden West, you got GT7, and you got God of War for the year, and then you got other third parties around it. Now, God of War Ragnarok. Let's get to God of War Ragnarok, and then we're gonna finish up because I don't want to stay too long on it, and then I'll give y'all an overall review. When the first God of War PS4 2018 version, when it first was shown, that joint hit. I was like, what the fuck? And I remember being on Z show, everybody was like, wow. This God of War Ragnarok, I didn't get that wow factor. To me, it was just God of War to me, you know. A more polished of the 2018 version. And you could tell they're using the same map area. Just in this version, since it's winter, a lot of places where there was water on the 2018 version, that is now ice and snow. I think I seen a video where a guy did a breakdown where he was comparing the map from the PS4 version of God of War, the 2018 version, to this version, and he was showing you the same spots in the Ragnarok version that was in the 2018 version. It was just, hey, the water is froze right here, but certain aesthetics and environments he was able to point to and say this is the same map. And it's nothing wrong with that. I think they said that's going to be 9 domains or some shit like that in there. I don't know if they're 40 hours, the game being 40 hours. I don't know if that's true. But if so, that's a long-ass game. I'm not playing these long-ass games, man. 40 hours. Nah, I ain't got 40. That's a work week. 40 hours. That's a work week. I need a paycheck. If I'm playing a game for 40 hours, that's a work week. I need a paycheck. Shout out to Charm City Games with the $5. You think Microsoft should do a partnership with DC to give exposure to their lesser known characters that comic fans love? I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that topic. That's why I'm finna hurry up and finish with this state of play recap from my perspective. The things so God of War looked like God of War. It looks like it's gonna be another great game. Look like it's gonna be graphically impressive. Is it a super big leap from the 2018 version? No, but it's a big enough leap for you to see the difference between the Ragnarok version of the game and the 2018 version of the game. All right, I still haven't beat the 2018 version of the game. So, yeah, but overall though, the state of the play, like I said, it started out strong. In the middle, it kind of went downhill, but they ended strong, right? They ended strong. So I gave it, my initial review was 7.5 to 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? In terms of my preference and how things appeal to me. Because I looked at Spider-Man 2, I didn't get too excited about it because I played Spider-Man on the PS4. And then I played Miles Morales. And the difference between Miles Morales and the PS4 Spider-Man wasn't huge. It was pretty much the same combat in gameplay. You're pretty much doing the same. Different missions, different storyline, different gadgets in terms of being able to control electricity and all of that. But overall, it was Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? And then in terms of Spider-Man 2, I don't think the departure is going to be even in terms of the gameplay aspect. Now, I think the graphics, since it's going to be a PS5 on the game, the graphics is going to get the boost that they'll deserve. You're going to know that it's a PS5 game. But in terms of combat and gameplay, I don't think it's going to be any different from what we've seen on Miles Morales or even Spider-Man PS4. That's just me though. And so I didn't get excited about it because I'm just saying it's gonna be Spider-Man. Now, one thing that did catch my eye in that video that I saw Miles Morales and Spider-Man in the same video, and they was doing combo moves. So is that signal now? This what might give me hype. With them showing that, are they signaling that there's going to be some type of co-op play in Spider-Man 2? Imagine being able to play co-op in Spider-Man 2. One of you all are on Spider-Man, and one of you all are Miles Morales. Think about that'll be incredible. Now, in terms of gameplay design, in terms of gameplay and combat design, that's where you can take the game to another level in terms of the moves you'll be able to do with Spider-Man and Miles Morales together. The things you can do in terms of team combat can be incredible, will be incredible. And then Spawn being in the game too. So I think that might be them signaling that either there's some type of co-op play there, or that Miles Morales has some part in the story of Spider-Man 2. If that's the case, that'll be fire. Now, if they come out and we find like out next year when we might see the game, next year around E3 time or something like that, that's if Sony even, I don't think they might show up. But if Spider-Man 2 has co-op play, oh, that's a win. That's a W. Now you're giving me something that's a departure from the previous version that I never experienced, that I never got, because other than that, there wasn't a big difference between Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. You know, it was Spider-Man. Swing through the air, you know, fight these enemies and fight that enemies. And some of the stuff got repetitive, fighting the same enemies. But, I mean, it's cool. The story was cool. You know what I'm saying? All right, shout out to, let me see here. Let me make sure. Shout out to Carlos Alvarado with the $2. He say Spawn will be a great character for Xbox. Carlos Alvarado with the $2 again. He say the Coalition should work on Republic Commando 2. Deruhan with the $5. It's a single player game, not co-op. They confirmed it. Wow. Well, then it's gonna be Spider-Man. Then it's gonna be Spider-Man. The swinging might get improved. It might get faster since it's PS5 only. In terms of what they showed the first time when they was loading through the city, and that instantaneousness when swinging through that's gonna be there. But man, I think they missed the point with incorporating some type of co-op with Miles Morales, man, and doing team-based combat with them too, even with the enemies or even with a boss fight. All right, and so the Wolverine thing, I'm excited that a Wolverine game is being made. Like I said on Z Show, I didn't grow up reading comics. You know what I'm saying? And in the hood, from where I grew up in Chicago, we didn't have comic book stores in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We had to go up north. If you wanted to do that, you had to go up north to the white neighborhoods to go to comic stores. So I didn't grow up, and nobody in my family was a comic book head. So I didn't grow up reading comics. My introduction to X-Men and Wolverine came from Saturday cartoons. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was introduced into X-Men, Wolverine, and all that. Even Spider-Man. The way Spider-Man had a TV show back in the day, a live TV show, not a cartoon. I'm talking about a live TV show. It used to be a live TV show for Spider-Man. That's how I got introduced. That's how I grew up on Spider-Man. Not cartoons, the live TV show. I'm giving my age. I'm giving my look, but yeah, Spider-Man had a live TV show back in the day. That's how I knew about Spider-Man. Just like the live TV show of Wonder Woman. That's how I got into Wonder Woman, from the live TV show. But I didn't get into it with the comic books. So the impact of Wolverine, it don't have a biggest impact on me as it do others who probably grew up reading comic books and stuff like that. I was into the Saturday cartoons, but X-Men and stuff like that wasn't my favorite wasn't my favorite cartoon. You know what I'm saying? I watched a plethora of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I watched it though, and I got an understanding of X-Men and Wolverine and the backstories and stuff like that. So it didn't impact. But I am happy for those who grew up reading and being educated with comic books, who've been in that scene for years, who's excited for this game. I am excited for those. Sometimes when things come out and they not for you, doesn't mean like you don't have to be excited for other people that it's for. You know what I'm saying? For other people that's for. Like, it's not for me, but my homie like it, so I can be excited for him, even though it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something we got to realize in gaming. So Wolverine didn't, it's either way with me. Like I said, since the Ruham told me Spider-Man 2 is going to be single player with no co-op, that's just going to be Spider-Man. God of War is going to be more God of War from the gameplay that we seen. It's going to be more God of War. It probably be on a bigger scale than the last one. They probably up the ante and up the scale from the last one. But it's still God of War. And we didn't get a release date for God of War. They just said see you next year. And it's a game that was delayed to 2022, and it still doesn't have a release date. So my overall of the Sony show was 7.5 to 8 out of 10. It was a good showing, and they did it at a time. They did it at a time where they're trying to. The holiday season is coming up, and they want to get their community and other people who haven't got a PS5 yet. They want to get them excited about getting one, and so hopefully they have allocated enough resources this holiday that they could get those systems out. So we're gonna move along, 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Okay, based on my preference, based on my perspective of when games are releasing, the lack of release date, and what I feel appealed to me. Now you might feel different, and that's cool. You have the right to your opinion. But I'm talking about in terms of what appealed to me. All right? So we're going to move along. The next subject is Xbox, man. After that showing, hey, censor it's just my opinion. You ponies have to realize this. What appealed to you doesn't appeal to everybody else. What you consider greatness isn't greatness to everybody else, okay? I'm telling you based on what appealed to me, all right? What appealed to me, all right? I got God of War. I haven't I started it, but I haven't finished yet. Have I had the desire to go back and beat it recently? No. And that's why I still haven't been beaten. Sometimes I have to have a desire to play games, right? Because if it's deserving my time and attention based on the time that I have to manage throughout the week between work, family, and all that, then whatever I'm playing has to have my attention at that time. I will beat God of War when I feel like going back and beating it. I got The Last of Us 2. I haven't played that yet either. But I haven't. And I'll play it and beat it when I have a desire to. I'm not on the time schedule. A lot of you guys play games and beat them as if y'all are on a time limit. Y'all get these games and y'all rush to beat it. I beat it 2 days. In 2 days, it just released. I beat it a day ago. It just released yesterday. I already beat it. Wait, the game just released yesterday. How you beat the game and it just... I beat it. So, I'm just saying, some of y'all are like that. Some of y'all play these games like y'all on a time limit. Like y'all are forced to beat these games in a certain amount of time. Like... And if you don't beat it, it's gonna be something. Something's gonna happen, or people are gonna look at. I don't give a fuck. Okay. God of War came out in 2018. It is 2021 going into 2022, and I probably don't beat it into 2022. Do I care that a game came out in 2018 and I didn't beat it to 2022? Hell no. You know why? Because I play it and I beat the shit when I want to. I'm not on a time limit. Look, that box can't come on if I don't turn it on. That game can't start if I don't start it. That game waiting for me. I'm not waiting for the game. I'm going to say that again. That game waiting for me. I'm not waiting for the game. All right? All right. So, yeah, look. So, we're going to move on to this Xbox. Now, I spent enough time on PlayStation. Was it an amazing, great show? No. Was it a dope show? Did they do what they were supposed to do in terms of reinvigorating their fan base? Yes. Is there still a lot unknowns? Yes. There's still a lot of unknowns. Don't know what Wolverine releasing. All right. Spider-Man is 2023. Don't really have a release date, but only 2023. God of War is supposed to be coming out next year. We still don't have a release date. And then beyond that, beyond 20, what else coming in 2023? Outside of Spider-Man. What else is Sony offering in 2023 outside of Spider-Man? Because right now we only know one game, and that's Spider-Man 2 for 2023. And if I was on my fanboy shit right now, I could name a plethora of games that Microsoft got from now into 2024, 2025. But we ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that. I ain't going to bother fat y'all today. Shout out to Jabari with the $10. We're not in the business of just trying to create a green version of somebody else's blue or red colored platform. That's not the example of creativity that I want to see in the game industry. Yeah, Jabari, I know what you're doing there. I know what you're doing there. And I agree. I agree with that. So in terms of, and the bots agree with that. The bots say, look, we don't want Xbox to replicate what Sony doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't, look, if you want Sony entertainment, just get a PlayStation 5, okay? All right? I'm not for to buy two systems that's putting out, that's giving me the same type of entertainment. What would be the purpose? So I don't want Microsoft to try to do what Sony is doing in terms of their game. And I do respect the diverse direction that Microsoft is going in terms of what type of games that they're trying to bring to their system. Because remember, at one point, the Xbox used to be the shooter box. It used to be the bro box. All y'all got is shooters. Y'all ain't got nothing else. No RPGs, no platform, none of that. All y'all got is shooters. So now it's no longer the shooter box, okay? So I agree with that comment that Jabari that said, but then the bots can't turn around and agree with that comment, go on Twitter, and celebrate that comment saying, yeah, Xbox is Xbox, do the whop the bam, and then soon Sony shows Wolverines, then you go back on Twitter and say, hey, Phil, why you not doing what Sony doing right now? Hypocrites. You can't do that. You can't say in one sense that you want Microsoft to pilot their own direction in terms of their entertainment offering. And then when the competition goes out and do something, you say, Microsoft, go replicate what they doing over there. Now, is it wrong to want a Marvel character or DC character or anything like that? No, it's not wrong. But if Microsoft is if Microsoft is doing that, or if at some point they're going to let them go about the way they're going to do it. And I think bots have become gamers, period, has become too reactionary, bro. In this age of social media, of instant gratification, the masses has become too reactionary. If a diss track come out on a rapper one day, then they want the other rapper to respond either the same day. They want that rapper to react or respond the same day. Like I said, when Microsoft brought Bethesda, ponies became reactionary and said, well, Sony should buy Square Enix to compete with Microsoft buying Bethesda, right? And the bots clown the ponies for doing that, right? Then Sony come out with Wolverine, and then the bots say, well, Microsoft should go back Marvel or DC, Batman, Iron Man, get somebody to compete with Sony just now. Sony just made the announcement at they show, and niggas hopped on Twitter like as if they wanted Phil to pick up the phone, to pick up the phone and call Marvel or DC and make a deal right there and announce it on Twitter right after he got off the phone call. This ain't how the industry works. This ain't how gaming works. That's not how the business works, bruh. We gotta have some consistency. We gotta have some consistency, man. We gotta have some consistency. Now I know I cap. I cap when it's time to. Yeah, I'm the cap a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm King Cap, whatever you want to call it. I am King Cap, but I cap when it's time to, brother. I cap when it's time to. Now I'm saying this. Look, we do not know the inner dealings of what's going on at neither of these companies, right? Because leading up to this state of play, and all the insider rumors, all the game lists that was supposed to show at this state of play, nobody had Wolverine on the list. I'm gonna say it again. You ponies insiders don't have a good track record anyway. I'm gonna say it again, right? Out of all the insider rumors that we start, even on the day of state of play before it even started, all of the insider rumors, all these games, Abandoned's going to be there, Silent Hill's going to be there, Metal Gear Solid remake is going to be there. All of these games, right? No one had Wolverine on the list, right? So that lets us know. Lets us know that we do not know the inner dealings of these companies, and that Sony and Microsoft are playing chess right now. Tidus leaked the second Marvel game. Well, I didn't know that. I gotta let me see him. Yeah, I don't know about him. He the one said that the PlayStation 5 was gonna be 14 teraflops with 2 GPUs and 72 CUs and all that shit. I don't know. He hit and miss. So he hit and miss. He hit and miss. So, but yeah, we don't know. And so everybody after this show, and Wolverine set everybody ablaze. Everybody after this show said, with the Wolverine thing, everybody assumed that Microsoft wasn't working to try to get a comic hero villain or a comic hero game on their platform. And everybody was trying to tell Phil and them to, get this and do this. I don't know what they doing behind the scenes. We don't know what they doing behind the scenes. We don't know what type of contracts that are in place or things that are in place that haven't been announced yet. All right? What's up, Fleshbone? What's up with everybody with everybody that's joined? We don't know what contracts that these companies have in place. We didn't know about the Wolverine thing. That came out of nowhere. That was the biggest surprise of the show. It wasn't God of War. It wasn't Spider-Man 2. It wasn't Forspoken. It wasn't GT7. It wasn't none of them games. Even though those are heavy hitters, the biggest surprise of this show that no one talked about prior to this show was Wolverine. A Wolverine game. That was the biggest surprise. Right? So that lets us know we don't know what the fuck we talking about. I got you, NYC. Let me scroll up. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. Okay, I got Jabari. Shout out to Jabari. Thanks for supporting the channel, Jabari. You know you the bro. NYC with the $5. Nice to hear your points without interruptions. Facts, NYC. So we don't know, and I hated the fact that bots went on Twitter and started ranting and raving and screaming saying Microsoft need to do this and Microsoft need to do that, and we need this and we need to get something. You don't know what they doing or what they have been doing. All right? Now we know announced games like Redfall, we know Starfield, we know Avowed, we know Redfall, Starfield, Avowed, in other games, they elude my mind right now. They elude my mind right now. But we know a lot of games that Perfect Dark, all that shit, Fable, we know about those, right? But it's every day I see a bot coming on Twitter looking at a LinkedIn account of somebody working at Xbox that's working on an unannounced game. They're still with Microsoft Publishing Division. Somebody posted a LinkedIn on there of them working on unannounced games. And they usually deal with third party and second party. We don't know. So to sit up here and assume and say Microsoft ain't trying to get a comic, this and that, and we don't know what may happen. What do they do or they don't? That remains to be seen. But to be so reactionary to think that in the same day that Sony announced Wolverine, that Phil will get on the phone, put a contract together, negotiate a character, and then come out on Twitter 2 hours after State of Play and say, hey, Sony just announced Wolverine. I just got off the phone with Marvel, yo. You know what I'm saying? We got Hulk or somebody. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Like I said, these companies are playing chess, and they're going to announce things strategically. And it's a right time for everything. And so we just got to wait and see. Now, whether Microsoft has a comic character that'll be exclusive to Xbox, we may never know. Or it may be a while before we find out. I will say this in the chat. This is what I want you to do in the chat. Right? If Microsoft get a character, I want y'all to type two things in the chat. First, I want y'all opinion on what that character should be and what studio should be in control of creating that game around that character. Let me see that in the chat. Let me see that chat. The comic character that you want with Xbox and what Xbox studio that you believe has the potential or the necessary skills to build a great game around that around that character. Is it Hulk? Is it Cyclops? Is it Jean Grey? Who is the Phoenix? Who is it? Max City Entertainment with the $5. Where was Dog Shit Abandoned? Where was Silent Hill? Where was Metal Gear Solid? None of that J-Dub said was true. It was all cap. Well, you know, J-Dub is the master. J-Dub is the master of cap. J-Dub is the master of cap. All right. Then we got Jabari with the $5 post up. Are you running Xbox Twitter account? The people want to know why Xbox so triggered. Why they unfollow Marvel? Okay, let me educate you on that, Jabari. Let me educate you on that, player. They didn't unfollow Marvel. And that tweet had nothing to do with Marvel. That tweet was part of a meme. It was a part of a meme. And KFC did it along with other Twitter channels. Actually, it was kind of trending, I think. because people kept using the same thing. So they posted, Xbox channel posted in their tweet verbatim what was being memed at that point. So it had nothing to do with Marvel. That had something to do with a meme. But you know, Pony's gonna turn it into Xbox being salty for Wolverine. Okay, so we got Buck that say Spawn. What studio those? Buck that. What studio would you like to be there in control of that? Brandon Bryce says Black Panther. J-Way says Blade Ninja Theory. Ooh, that'll be fire. Giving Ninja Theory. I think when Hellblade 2 come out, it's gonna look incredible. It's gonna look now that's different. E. Murray say Silver Surfer, Obsidian. That's different. Out of all the comics character people be talking about, it's always about the known ones, well, the real known ones. I guess you in the comic world, Silver Surfer be known to you, but if you like me, most of the prominent characters are X-Men and stuff like that. He says Silver Surfer. That's fire. Iron Man, the Coalition. You know what? I gotta visualize that. Coalition just been gears to me. It's kind of hard trying to visualize them doing something outside of that. I know they're capable because they're blessed with developers that worked all across this industry. Y'all already got a Mr. Invisible. Stop being greedy. Mr. Invisible, that'll be a dope game. The Invisible. That's one of my dope favorite animes on Amazon. OG Provincial say Playground Games Iron Man. I wouldn't be too excited about an Iron Man. And you know the reason why? It's because Marvel Avengers. That Avengers game. And being able to play Iron Man in that already. The reason why Wolverine hit so much is because we haven't had a Wolverine game in years, right? We haven't seen or played a Wolverine game in years, right? And then they come out and he gets his own game, right? Right. And we haven't seen Wolverine in the Avengers and none of these other games. That's what makes it so special. Now, Hulk and Iron Man, what we have had access to in Marvel's Avengers and stuff, even Black Panther, even though a dedicated Black Panther game might be, but I tend to go with games that we haven't seen in a while or characters that we haven't seen in a while. I'm talking about either in the mainline game or even in DLC. You know what I'm saying? Superman, Ninja Theory. Somebody says Superman, Rocksteady. Rocksteady did incredible. They did incredible with Batman. Deadpool, Double Fine production. That's interesting. That's not so much the character, the Trillis, but the studio you picked to do the game. That is very interesting. What would a Deadpool game be like under Double Fine? I know Double Fine is impeccable with the gameplay and the level and the environments and the level, and because Psychonauts 2, the levels and the gameplay in there is just fucking incredible. Okay, let me see here. Okay, and then we got the E. Murray with another one, Ghost Rider, the Coalition. The Ghost Rider. That's another one I haven't heard. I saw the movies. Now, outside of that, I don't know about Ghost Rider, only based on the movie that I saw. I wasn't into the comics, like I said. I don't know any backstory on Ghost Rider. I only know Ghost Rider based on the movie. Otis Harris says The Punisher, Machine Games. B1 says Black Panther, but Microsoft Studios kind of skeptical. Microsoft should acquire Rocksteady from WB and have them make Spawn. Okay, everybody is in Spawn. Spawn is a dope, and the characters that's in that I've seen and see. I'm not a comic head. I only know of Spawn based on the movie. As far as my knowledge go of Spawn. Fantastic Four, the Coalition. Let me see. Post one I need for you to start asking where's Hellblade? Oh, Hellblade's coming. They're over there working hard. Ninja Theory just put out some tweets and showing you the details of the stuff that they're doing with that game. Let them rock. Let that shit cook, man. Y'all can't look, man. Y'all want these games to look amazing and be amazing. Let them cook, man. Let them cook. Let them cook. Transformers would be a good game with the Coalition. The Coalition should make the Punisher. I know Naughty Dog is the head of Naughty Dog. That guy is really trying to make a Punisher game. Emerge says X-Men, Double Fine, Black Dynamite. Your mic said Black Dynamite. The Coalition. Oh man, yo, the new guys, DC. All right, so question. And Levon Cason said Ghost Rider, Playground Games. Playground Games be doing some graphically impressive games, but these games not only got to look good, they got to play good. Shout out to J-Dub is a shield with the $5. D's Nuts by J Scrubs Mammy. Nah, Superman by Ninja Theory. All right. So those were some good characters. Superman, Spawn, Ghost Rider, Fantastic Four. Those characters, I would say, in terms of video games, was there ever a Spawn video game? I think that was a Spawn video game before, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't had a Superman game in years. I think that needs to get done. Fantastic Four, 4-player co-op based game. I think that'd be dope, especially in the age of we're in the internet age. We're in the age of shareness and stuff, where you're sharing games, you're sharing profiles and shit like that. So I might say X-Men Obsidian. Yeah, back in the day. I think it was a Spawn game. Yeah, back in the day. So yeah. So I would want it to be something, a character and stuff, a comic that is on the lower profile than the big names that we wouldn't expect. And I want a studio to take it and just do something incredible with it. And make it be like, wow, I didn't expect us to see this coming. Because then nobody see Wolverine coming. And Wolverine is a beloved character. Wolverine is a beloved character. But I just want the bots in terms of this whole superhero. It's like needs versus wants. Y'all telling Microsoft what they need to do. And that's all right. You spend your money in the ecosystem and on the system. You should be able to ask for the things you want. But I would say this. Don't let that Wolverine thing. It was like y'all treated that shit like it was end of the world shit. Like, it's not end of the world, bruh. It's not end of the world. Sony is doing what they're supposed to do in terms of strengthening their community and getting people to invest in their systems. Now, they have 2 games. They have Spider-Man and they have Wolverine. And the only place you're going to be able to play those games is on PlayStation. All right? Until Microsoft make their move or announce their move in terms of if they're going to do anything with any comic character, until their community say, hey, here's Spawn, here's Superman, and you can only play these games on Game Pass. Then we'll just have to wait and see. But it's nothing wrong with voicing your opinion about it. I just don't want y'all to become reactionary. Because soon after that show, it was just about Microsoft needs to do this. And prior to that show, and shout out to Kid Smooth, because Kid Smooth educated me, say, hey, at some point we was advocating for a Wolverine or some type of Marvel characters. it had died down. I knew it had died down because prior to that show, I didn't see nobody checking for any Marvel characters. I seen it around Spider-Man, like when Spider-Man first got announced, and that was in 2018. That was the last time I heard Xbox community really complain about not having a Marvel character. Then that shit died down. And then Wolverine comes and it comes back up. And it's like Sony reminded y'all that y'all wanted the Marvel character. Well, y'all got to be consistent with that throughout the years and keep asking for it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bay Area with the $5. Forza Horizon 5 on that old-ass engine with no ray tracing blows GT7 the fuck away. Imagine Motorsport and Fable on the new Forza Tech engine. Yeah, GT7 wasn't impressive to me. It didn't look. Maybe it's just me, but it didn't look good. But I want to move along. I just want our boss. Look, we got a wealth of content that's coming out. Right. I'm talking to my Xbox people that's in the chat. Look, this is not the end of the world. Lift your head up. Be happy. Be proud. You know why? Because we have a wealth of content that's coming out that we know about. And we have a wealth of content that ain't even been announced yet. So, I mean, you know, is it good to be, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing to say, look, Microsoft, this is what we want. Do that. But don't act like it's the end of the world. We got a plethora of stuff that's coming out, man. Like I said, Perfect Dark, Fable, Avowed, Hellblade 2, Redfall, Starfield. Next year alone, you got Redfall in the summer. You got Starfield in fall. You might get Forza Motorsports because they doing a rebrand of that. So it's going to be called Forza Motorsport, and I think that's going to compete with GT7. But you got these wealth of and it don't stop there in next year in 2022. Then in 2023, we don't know. We might see Hellblade 2 next year. You know, we don't know. But I'm thinking 2023 for Hellblade 2. And then a plethora of other games that I can name. I ain't finna go. I'm just saying, yo. It's no need to be sad or anything like that. It's no need to be angry or anything like that. All you got to do, if you're going to tweet, put pressure on Microsoft to say, hey, we need a Marvel character. And leave it at that. Say, I like what you're doing so far. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to say. Me personally, look, I like the pipeline that you introduced to us so far, that you let us know. From 2021 to 2022 to 2023, 2024, I have an open idea of what's coming to me in terms of a Game Pass Ultimate user. So I appreciate that. In the meantime, I do want to critique one thing. We don't have any Marvel characters or DC character mainline games for our system. Can we make that? We make that happen, and put the pressure on them. Put the pressure on them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Put the pressure on them. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So I want to move along. Because, Redfall. I want to talk about Redfall and bringing Redfall up. Some images leaked of Redfall, right, and I think they leaked on Reset Era. And whoever leaked these images is going to be in trouble because they left their profile name in the pictures and everything. So, Redfall's supposed to release summertime of next year. So it has time. It has time to go through its development and things like that. What I found out was that this build, let me see here. Let me go right here. I'm going to look right here. So, we're going to put this on screen. Let me see here. Oh, why I do that? Why did it do that? Okay, let's go for it. All right, so I think a pre-alpha version of Redfall, and it was the PC. It was the PC pre-alpha, right? Let me see here. I got the photos. Let me get this picture up. Let me open this up. All right. And from my understanding, it's the pre-alpha version of it. All right. So let me go here, and we're gonna do. Where is that? Let me get this. I'm just going through these images. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this up on screen first because this is the image that everybody is running with. Okay. This is the image. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to close that out. And then I'm going to go here. So we're going to go to Windows Capture, right? And we're going to go to, let me see here. Okay. All right. All right. So this is the image that everyone is talking about, right? Let's do this. We're gonna fit the screen. All right. So this is the image that everybody is talking about, right? Right. Sony fans immediately hopped on this. And the first thing they said, 12 T-flops, what? This game looks trash. This game is ugly. It looked like a 360 game. Who gonna play this trash? Microsoft is trash. This is Game Pass fodder. This is a Game Pass game. Look at it. You can tell State of Play wasn't that big if they go right back to talking about Xbox immediately after that show. But let me tell you something. Look, this is a pre-alpha or early build of the PC version of the game. And from what I was told, it's a build to test gameplay mechanics. So if it's a build to test gameplay mechanics, then you're not going to worry about the graphics or anything like that because from my understanding, graphics are the last things that get polished towards the end of a development cycle of a game, right? So they instantly come out and said, assuming this is how the game's going to look. The cap. Look, man, we got to stop this, bruh. Because I could, but I ain't for the fanboy. I don't have the energy. You know, somebody posted an early build of Horizon Zero Dawn on Twitter, and it looked terrible. Versus how the game looked when it finally came out. It was a world of difference. So based on these screenshots of this pre-alpha build and stuff like that, I'm not gonna assume the game is gonna look like this when it comes out. I think the game is gonna look dope. I think it's gonna be well polished. Now, if it's a game for you, then you might like it. Now, I want to move on to some of the gameplay aspects and some of the things about the game. Let me see, that's my master and stuff. What? Did I screenshot it? Let me see. Or did it go in the other download folder? Let me see. Now see that. Let me see. See that really irritates me. I don't know what's be going on with Twitter. I download something and it doesn't show up in my download folder. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, buddy. Oh, there we go. What is this? There it goes. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. It's my bad, y'all. My bad. Okay, let me close that out. And let me go here. And we're going to do this here. And then we're going to go. Okay. So we're going to make this Big. All right. Now, these are some details that came out about Redfall. These are some details that came out about Redfall, and then y'all can decide on whether this game is something for y'all. It says, based off OP's description of the game, I gather gameplay style loop is very similar to Borderlands. Like if you into Borderlands, then this is a game for you. Seamless open world compared to the likes of Breath of the Wild and Ghost of Tsushima, right? Can be played solo or co-op. 6 playable characters to choose from. Each character has a unique hero ability, right? Game can be tackled stealth or guns blazing. Get XP from killing enemies and doing missions. There are side missions. There are boss fights in the game similar to bosses of Borderlands. I haven't played Borderlands. I never played Borderlands. So to those who have played Borderlands in terms of their bosses and things like that, you guys probably have a better understanding of what this guy is talking about, since there's a lot of correlation to Borderlands in terms of when it comes to this game in the playing style. It said the size of the map is similar in scope to Fallout 76 or Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, that's a big map. And then mix of traditional weapons like rifles and handguns, and also more unique stuff like stake launcher. Okay. It says enemies are a dynamic mix of ranged enemies, melee enemies, vampires, and humans. All right. It says there are NPCs, but not AI partners, replacing human co-op like in Left 4 Dead. Closer to Borderlands or Assassin's Creed's NPCs. All right. I haven't played Assassin's Creed either. I'm not playing no 100-hour game. I'm not putting no 200-300 hours in the game. I told y'all. I'm not putting no 200-300 hours in the game. Nice Star said, Redfall is starting to sound a lot like Marvel's Adventure. I know, based on that information. Is that a game for you all? Do y'all like that game? I think a lot of people is going to prejudge this game off the pre-alpha images that released, which is not the final aspect of the games. I think a lot of times we have to wait till these games are fully polished and ready to be displayed at their full potential, versus to assume that based on pre-alpha gameplay or build to test certain gameplay aspects is how the game gonna look when it comes out. I think that's asinine. All right, so yeah, man. Look, man, the cap gotta stop, man. Look, man, the cap gotta stop. Look, I also want to say, look, man, like I said, I want to reiterate this before I get up out of here. Look, Xbox players, man, ain't nothing to be down about, bruh. We got games coming. We got content coming. Game Pass continues to deliver. I'm gonna beat Psychonauts 2. I should beat Psychonauts 2 today. Cause I'm finna start my NBA 2K22 character, so I gotta beat it. I gotta beat it today. I've been taking my time with it because I don't want it to end. But I think I'm almost at the end of Psychonauts 2, which has been a great experience. I still got to play 12 minutes, which I heard is dope. I still got to play Soul of Iron, which is a fire indie game that I was looking at prior to it being out. And I think it just came out recently, and I didn't even know it was out. But my bro, Double O Mello, he got it, and he been playing it. So I definitely want to play that. And then I got a back catalog of other stuff. You know, we got games coming, bruh. But I'm not saying don't voice your opinion. Like, if you're mad, if you're upset, who am I to tell you not to be upset in terms of what Microsoft should be offering you? Who am I to tell you to be happy, mad, or sad? I'm just giving you my state of mind right now. Right now, I'm not salty. I ain't mad at nothing Sony put out at their state of play. I ain't scared at nothing Sony put out at their state of play. Microsoft is still here. Xbox is still here for the long haul. We ain't going nowhere. And ain't no 1 game, 2 game, or even 3 games is going to put a trillion-dollar company out of business. You feel me? Let's get that straight. I'm going to say that again. There's no 1 or 2 or 3 games that could be created in the world that could put a trillion-dollar company out of the game industry. So let's stop that. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. That's cap. You know, everybody saying Xbox is dead. Everybody saying it's over. That's cool and all. Y'all had y'all moment. Y'all supposed to have y'all moments, ponies. Y'all supposed to. I'm not gonna stop y'all from having y'all moments. Y'all supposed to have them. Finally, Sony told y'all they was gonna give y'all 100 of them moments, but we not gonna go there. I'm not gonna start fanboying at the end of this show. I'm not gonna start fanboying. But yeah, man. But look though, I got both of the systems, so I'm gonna have access to Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. Look now, some of you bots is just hardcore bots where y'all just Xbox only, and that's cool. That's cool. I have both systems, so if I see something on another system that I like, I'm able to get it. Now, I play my Xbox more than my PlayStation. I haven't booted up my PlayStation in probably about since I beat Ratchet and Clank. I haven't booted up my PlayStation since I beat Ratchet and Clank, I think. I probably booted it up a couple times because I was King Blood wanted me to get NBA 2K21 for the PlayStation 5 so I can play 2K with him. But I haven't booted up the PlayStation 5 probably in about a couple months. And if I did, it was to update it and then turn it back off. But yeah, so I've been on the box because it's been so much to play. It's been so much to play in Game Pass. It's been so much to play in Game Pass. I sound weird. My voice sound weird. Yeah, I'm yeah, it's been so much to play in Game Pass. But look, man, look. Ain't no need to get up in arms and scared about these games. God of War looked like God of War. It wasn't wild to me. Spider-Man 2 is gonna beat Spider-Man. Probably with bigger boss fights and things like that with Spawn, and bigger set pieces, but at the end of the day, the core gameplay is gonna be like the previous Spider-Mans that we've played already, which what I'm assuming. Wolverine is the only Achilles heel there where you don't know how it's going to play since we haven't had a game like that in a while. We don't know how Insomniac is going to attack it, but we know they're going to do something great with the game. GT7 is not my cup of tea. Knights of the Old Republic is a time exclusive. Could wait on that. And even if I wait on it, I don't even know if I'm a play it. Because that's one of them RPGs where you could put like 100 or 200 hours in. So it's nothing to cry about or be mad about. What are we doing here? Ain't nothing that they show we have never seen before. Ain't nothing that they showed that we have never seen before. Am I lying? Tell me one thing at that show that we hadn't seen before outside of Wolverine. Tell me. And this ain't no cap. This is fact. This is fact. Now I'm fanboying right now. Tell me one thing at that show that we hadn't seen before. Huh? Oh yeah, Halo preview, multiplayer preview, September 24th. They open it back up. Big team battle, PvP. They're bringing the bots back. Stop it, Black Sabbath. Stop it. Now that's cat. That's cat. That's pure cat. You can't look. Hey, Black Sabbath, you lucky you don't mute your ass for all that damn capping. That's capping. But look, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank y'all for coming to my show. showing up and showing out and continue to support the channel. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I go live or whenever I drop content. All right, share this out. I'm appreciating. I'm trying to grow. My green screen came in yesterday. I still got to do some more work with the lighting. That lighting is a tricky thing with the green screen. You move it away, it's an issue. You get it too close, it's an issue. And I just got to figure that whole green screen out. Once I do that, I'm going to implement that. The next thing is to get a capture card so I could do gameplay and stuff when I'm talking to y'all and stuff like that. And then I can stream more onto YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. Yeah, so thank y'all for showing up and showing out. I really appreciate y'all, man. I want y'all to have a great and safe Saturday, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you got a lady, if you have a woman at home, tomorrow's Sunday. You know what happened on Sunday? This big post talking about. This food post talking right. This ain't gaming post. This food post talking right now. It's Saturday, right? You make sure your woman go get that Sunday meal for you. You make sure she asks you, honey, what you want for Sunday? You know what? You make sure, because I told my lady yesterday. She say, what you want? I said corned beef and cabbage with some hot water cornbread. Oh, talk to me. I said corn. Y'all know who in the chat know about corned beef and cabbage with the cornbread? Talk to me. But I'm finna get on out of here. Yes, sir, Rich. I gotta hold the line, man. What nothing that they showed that we haven't seen before, right? Games are getting graphically impressive, but gameplay is not innovating. Yes, Max, I'm just telling you. When you talk to your lady today, your wife, your girlfriend, your side piece, whoever cook for you, you tell her what you want for tomorrow, Sunday dinner. It's football season tomorrow. So you want to have a nice meal while you watch that football game, right? I ain't talking about no nachos, no tacos, or no I'm talking about a meal. You know what I'm saying? I went with the corned beef and cabbage and the cornbread, right? You might want some red beans and rice with cornbread. You might want a beef stew or something, or some greens with the cornbread and the macaroni and cheese. You might want that. I don't know. But you let her know what you want for tomorrow. Peace and love. I appreciate y'all. I'm sweating right now. Look, I'm sweating right now. My forehead is shining right now. But once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for showing up and showing out. Everybody who contributed in the super chat, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Bay Area. Shout out to J-Dub as a shield. Shout out to Max City Entertainment. Shout out to my bro Jabari who came and supported my channel. Shout out to NYC and everybody else. The Ruham, Carlos Alvarado, Charm City, Greatness 84, Tommy Boer, Iron Mike. Shout out to all of y'all who supported me via the super chat. I appreciate y'all's support. Y'all have a great day. Post, you get crazy with talking about. Hey, Rich, that fool get a. Hey, I'm finna. You go. I ain't finna extend this show much longer. But I'm gonna tell you this, Rich. That fool give you a different type of energy, boy. I'm telling you, that fool just give you a different type of energy. You know, I have my game energy. I have my full energy. You feel me? But y'all be easy, man. I love y'all. I'm out, man.